I just returned from my trip from the bushveld. I was there for a week-long vacation, and I had the pleasure and the privilege to puzzle this image amongst real-life zebras. And we were fortunate enough to see a bunch of other wild animals as well. So, without further delay, let me show you everything I saw while puzzling this image. So, of course, we start with the zebras, which we saw on a daily basis. These guys visit us every day, and it was a pleasure to feed these guys carrots and what we call boskos. It's loosely translated to bush food, and it's like pellets with compacted grass and I don't know everything that they need to survive. It's what they feed them in wintertime when there isn't enough food in the field. So yeah, loved seeing these guys every morning, every afternoon. They came by at least twice a day, sometimes even more. And we were lucky enough in the sense that a lot of the animals had babies, not very small. I assume these were last year's spring's babies. That's now more or less 6 months or so old. So we will see a bunch of the smaller animals. There was baby zebras, there was baby warthogs, there were baby baboons, a lot of smaller animals as well, which were absolutely adorable. And then the very first morning, I was privileged enough to have a dung beetle visiting me. The footage of that dung beetle, or is actually another one that was taken about 3 days later. And very interesting to see in real life how this little guy gets up on his ball and look on the direction he needs to go and just continue. Very cute. I absolutely love that. Other daily visitors were the blue wildebeest. We got them daily, but I didn't take any videos of them. I'm so sad about that. And then the nyalas. This one is a male, and them we feed apples. They absolutely love apples, and everyone that came past got an apple by itself. We just cut it in quarters and feed them by hand. They are so tame. These were the only ones that we were able to actually touch and pet. And this one here is the female. They are the most gentlest of creatures amongst them all. They are so sweet. I absolutely love them. Of all the animals that we saw, I think these were my favorite. The female nyalas, they are just adorable. And in a minute here, you will see where a photo where I also scratched her head. She allowed me to do that, which I appreciate. As you can see here, the bushveld had plenty of rain this season. Everything is luscious and green and thick. It was difficult to see the animals in the wild, but it was absolutely beautiful. Other daily visitors we had were the banded mongoose. These little creatures were the cutest. They provided so much entertainment, and we thoroughly enjoyed them. And they love to eat raw eggs. So you will see in a minute, we gave them raw eggs and then they break it, and everybody just feast on that raw eggs. It was very entertaining. And we had a good laugh. At one point, my earpods were on a chair, and one of them got on the chair, trying to break the earpods, thinking that it was an egg. So these guys caused a lot of chuckles from our side, and we thoroughly enjoyed them. They are curious little animals, and you will see a bunch of times they come up to the camera looking what is in my hand, maybe thinking that it's food, but yeah, they are not shy at all, and they constantly visit at us. There was a little baby. Just look how cute that thing is, and just listen to the sound that they make. And we saw a turtle on one of our window bashing trips, and of course there was warthogs. This is a male, there's some babies, and we had the privilege to see the mum nursing her three babies. These were quite big already, and they are the sweetest things when they are tiny and very small. We had monkeys visiting us and also baboons, although we did not feed or entertain the monkeys or the baboons because they can get very nasty in trying to stealing food and getting into our vehicles and stuff. So the monkeys and the baboons we chased away mostly and not entertain them at all. And since we got these banded mongoose visiting us daily, there's some more footage about them. This specific morning, I didn't have food with me, so I just let them be. And they were much calmer as opposed to when there is food involved. So I got some beautiful footage of these curious little creatures. And another time that they came by, I gave them more eggs, and again, they caused so much entertainment with those eggs. And this one had quite a struggle trying to break that egg. Just as a side note, whenever you see there is nothing happening on the puzzle, that is where there was animals around us and we just left the puzzle and I didn't even pause the recording and just tend to the animals. So you will see those minutes there where there's nothing happening on the puzzle. That's when I took the footage of the animals. Another daily visitor were the kudus. This one is, or these are male kudus. The females didn't get to our premises or the houses. I got them in the field with babies, so I assumed that they were attending to the babies and therefore not coming to the houses to be fed. So we only got the two males, and one of them visited us like daily, sometimes twice a day. I love these animals. They are absolutely beautiful and majestic. And just to give you guys an idea of how close we were to these animals, this video was taken from where I was sitting puzzling. It was, I think, three, maybe, I don't even think it's 4 meters from me. I think it's 3 or just over 3 meters from where I sat. We saw all these beautiful animals. So this place also has giraffes, but those didn't come to the premises or the houses. So to see the giraffes, you had to go out into the field and go look for them. I drove around for 3 days before I managed to see the giraffes for the first time. And on the third day, I managed to see, I think, about 8 different giraffes. And I was very happy to eventually find them. Another beautiful, beautiful animal. These were not as tame as the others, so we weren't able to feed them by hand. And then the birds of the bushveld, the guinea fowls, they didn't come by as much. This was the only time that they came to our place. And the warthogs kind of scared them away a bit, but I did manage to get some footage of them. Love these, love hearing them in the afternoons when the sun set, when they go to bed. It is an experience in itself. Absolutely love them as well. And just because it is a zebra puzzle, I thought I would add some extra zebra footage. This were the most that were at this place at the same time. I think these were about 2 different bunches that came together. You will see the young ones there, much smaller than the others. So that one I think is a little bit older already. In the very background, and I don't think I focus on it as much, there's a smaller baby, the cutest thing, and they are also just adorable and lovable. And looking at them, and I'm looking at the image of the puzzle, the artist did such a great job in portraying the essence of a zebra. So since this is a puzzle channel, I would just like to take a moment to talk about the puzzle as well. It is by the South African brand RGS. The puzzle's name is Zebra Banter and it is by the artist Dalene Lambert. Her work is absolutely phenomenal. I love her work. She focuses mostly on South African scenery and wildlife, or at least for the puzzles that are available to us. Love her work. I will definitely assemble more of her puzzles in the future, so I will definitely feature her again. And relating to the image, it is a tricky image, but then again, I have to say that we had a lot of interruptions. My nephew went with us and he demanded a lot of attention. And then also, every time there was animals in the vicinity, we dropped everything that we were busy with and we just tended to the animals. And it was fun doing it that way. It's the only time ever that I didn't mind interruptions and I enjoyed doing this puzzle while actually be surrounded by real life zebras. So yeah, I'm glad I did this one on my holiday and hopefully I can do something similar in the future again with one of her other images as well. So for everybody that supports me doing videos other than the normal brand reviews and artist reviews, allowing me to do these types of videos with the extra, thank you. If it wasn't for you watching it and commenting and liking it, I would have not been able to do these that I absolutely love putting together for you. So when I say I appreciate you watching, I really mean it. And again, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.